everyone! Welcome to Art Business with Ness. I'm Ness and I'm a professional illustrator. Today we have a little Photoshop tutorial. I will show you how to clean a scan like this and transform it into a geometric pattern, and then how to recolor that pattern. Now usually I wouldn't use this technique to recolor complex illustrations. Like for instance, this is a pattern that I recently finished and I just straight up colored these lemons and leaves directly in the color that I want them. And although I can recolor the background, the rest of the motifs will not be recolored like this. However, with a geometric pattern such as this one, we might want to do multiple colorways. So I always draw these patterns by hand because I think that it really gives a little charm and quirkiness. And I always do it in black and white because then it makes it very, very easy in Photoshop to recolor it with the method that I will show you. But right before we get into the tutorial, let me thank today's sponsor, Invoice Ninja. Invoice Ninja is an amazing tool created just for freelancers and small businesses to meet all of their invoicing needs. It helps us send beautiful professional invoices, get paid, track how much money we're making month to month, and even remind us who hasn't paid their invoices yet. I will talk to you more about it at the end of this video. So without any further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. First of all, we are going to clean this scan. And so with black and white, it's very easy. We have a little texture here from the paper that I used that I want to remove, but you could keep it also if you want it. So what I'm going to do is click on this little icon, the little circle that has a diagonal going through it, and I'm going to choose levels. And so using that, I'm going to drag this one here. This represents the white, and I'm going to drag it towards the middle. And we can see how the texture has started disappearing now. You can zoom in a little bit more just so you can make sure. Yeah, now it's really, really gone. If your pixels around the lines are disappearing, you can try to move the gray a little bit towards the right to make it darker again. But in my case, I think I liked it pretty much like this. And so now my levels are all balanced and my scan is all clean. The good thing about this is if I decide I want the texture later, I can just turn that off and I haven't lost anything, right? It's still there. All right, now I'm simply going to crop this scan to make sure that I can create a nice pattern from this. So with the crop tool, I'm just going to try to use the same gap here. We can adjust this later if it wasn't perfect. I'm just kind of eyeing the gap between the motifs and trying to recreate kind of the same thing. All right, and now I'm going to do view and pattern preview. So now we have a pattern and it looks pretty good from the get-go. I think I like this. So now I could export this like this, or I could create multiple different colorways. So to do a recoloring, we're also going to use adjustment layers. So the same little icon here at the bottom, we're going to click and we're going to select gradient map. And what I like about this technique is that you can create multiple colorways and keep them in the same PSD file. So click in the gradient and it's going to open the gradient editor for you. So you have this gradient here. What this means is that you can choose a color that is going to be applied over different values in your image. So this is the black. And so you can click on this little cursor and change the color that is going to be applied to the black. And so let's say we want red. And now that's applied there. But you can also change the white, which in this case is the color of the paper. So if you want a blue or green or whatever color you want, make sure not to make this too ugly. And there you go. Now you have a colorway. If you want to create another colorway, you can just create another gradient map. You can duplicate it, or you can simply go here and get another one. I like to duplicate it, right? And I'm going to hide the first one. And then I can click in my gradient again and change the colors to have another colorway. So let's see here. Maybe I want this time these lines to be blue. And maybe I want the background to be a dark blue. The background doesn't have to be a pale color. You can use any color that you want. So this time maybe I want something like this. And when I want to export these tiles, I could just turn on and off these colorways to export. All of them are here in the same file, and you can create as many as you want. Now I want to show you another example that's kind of the same but a little bit more complicated, and for this we're going to use this other pattern that I already put into repeat. So this is little triangles, and you can see here I have two tones. I have the black and I have the medium gray. Including the white of the background, we have 3 tones now. But still, the gray is part of the gradient, and so we can apply a different color to the gray as well. So now we have multiple colors to work with, 3 of them to be exact. So I'm going to create another gradient map, and this time we're going to add a cursor in the middle. I'm going to put the location at 50% so it's exactly in the middle, but we can change the location of it later if we want. So for the black, let's say I'm going to do a dark blue. And for the white, the color of the paper, maybe we want a pink or something like that. And then we can choose also the color that the gray is going to be assigned. So what do we want here? We could do, ooh, that's kind of flashy. We can choose whatever we like. Yeah, this dark pink kind of fits nicely with this color scheme. And then you can move the position of this cursor to make sure that it's really coloring as you wish. Because my gray, if my gray was exactly 50%, then this is a color that would be on it. But since I drew this traditionally, I don't know if my gray is a 50% gray or if it's 60% or something. So you can move this cursor a little bit to see when you get the best results. And then maybe I want this blue to be a little bit more intense. You can also move this cursor if you want the blue to be a little bit more, taking more space. And now I have my first colorway, and let's try another. Duplicate this again, turn off the first one. And now what's great is I don't have to change the position of the cursors. I can just change my colors. So this one, let's say we can do a Christmas theme sort of thing. A dark green. And this one is going to be red. Ooh, it's a little bit intense. Maybe we can do a green, like a pale green. Yeah, this feels a little bit less flashy. And then this one is going to be red. All right, so now we have our Christmas Christmas theme pattern. Maybe I would try to change the colors just a little bit so it doesn't look quite this bad. But you can play with this and make as many colorways as you like. And this is also editable. So whenever you want to change, you just double click on the little gradient icon and then click again on your gradient itself to open the gradient editor. And then you can change these cursor into whatever colors you like. So this is it. This was my super easy method to clean and recolor geometric patterns into Photoshop. This is a very easy and clean and professional way to do it so that you look like you're on top of everything. Of course, there are other ways to look and be professional, and one of those is to use a service like Invoice Ninja when working with clients.
With their beautiful templates, you can create and send a super professional invoice or quote to your clients in seconds. Not only does it help you look like you know what you're doing, it saves you time dealing with paperwork and admin stuff, so you can focus on the art. Invoice Ninja also creates a super smooth experience for your clients by allowing them to pay directly from their invoice in one click with a credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, or more. Get notifications when clients view your invoices and automate payment reminders so you don't have to worry about a thing. But for me, what really takes Invoice Ninja to the next level is their productivity tools to help you log tasks, track your time, organize your projects on boards, as well as their mobile app that's super user-friendly and smooth as butter. They're also much more affordable than other invoicing apps, which is really important for us freelancers, especially when we're just starting out. So check out Invoice Ninja and see how it can help you run your art business more smoothly. I will leave the link to that in the description below.
I really hope that you found this helpful, and if you did, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help our small channel grow. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.